An Inconvenient Truth, episode 29. Today we're coming from Acts chapter 2, verse 11. And it starts off with Cretans and Arabians, and we all hear these people speaking in our own languages about the wonderful things God has done. They stood there amazed and perplexed. What can this mean? They asked each other. But others in the crowd were mocking. They're drunk. That's all. Now, just as a point, here's a couple of the languages that were being spoken. Parthians, Medes, Elamites, people from Mesopotamia, Judea, Cappadocia, Pontus, province of Asia, and the list goes on of all these different nationalities that are hearing. And these people are watching these 120 from the upper room speak in these languages. And they're like, these guys don't know our languages because these are Galileans. These are people from here. We know they don't speak this language. And even with the overwhelming evidence of an entire crowd, because thousands were added to the church that day, right? Thousands were. But there was still a large group of people who were, instead of going, well, something's happening, they begin to mock and they begin to make fun of the 120 because they're like, they're just drunk. And Peter even stepped up. He goes, guys, they're not drunk like you think. And the point that I'm wanting to make with this particular verse here, and I believe the Bible is actually making this verse, the point it's making with this verse is there are some people who will literally see a physical miracle, whatever it is, and they will not believe. There are people who've been healed of cancer, and you're going to have those critics or skeptics who are like, well, the diagnosis was wrong. You could show them the paperwork, and they're going to, the diagnosis was wrong. They didn't actually have cancer. Or money shows up when you're at a point of breaking, and they're like, well, that was, circumstantial. The point that I want to highlight here is when you're serving God, you are going to come across people who simply will not believe. They have been blinded. They're blinding themselves, and they refuse to even believe what their own eyes, ears, what their senses tell them is going on. They won't even believe that because they have been so single-minded in everything in their teaching and whatever education they have, and it can derail the truth. It's inconvenient because we want everyone to believe, but it's true. It is inconvenient, but it's true.